3 days ago, 4 days ago, that the First Lady of the state launched the vaccination of human papillomavirus vaccine. Mainly, when we talk about human papillomavirus, as the name sounds, it's a virus. The name is human papilloma. It's a virus, and it's one of the etiological cause, one of the causes of what we call cervical cancer. And this human papillomavirus, they have strain 16 and 18. They also have strain 6 and 8. But this particular one, strain 16 and 18, is the major cause, attributed to the major cause of what we call cervical cancer. And cervical cancer, as we know, is the second most common cause of death of cancers among women in Nigeria. And that translates to the last validated data that exists in Nigeria in 2020. We had more than 12,000 people were diagnosed positive of this cervical cancer. And the unfortunate thing there is that since 2020 validated data, we have more than 8,000 deaths.
Hey.
Yeah, so what it means... Yes, well, it's a leading cause, the second leading cause after breast cancer, second to the breast cancer, and the third most common cause of cancers in Nigeria. And it's also human papillomavirus is a sexually transmitted infection, actually. And because that means male and female should also receive the vaccine, as they hypothetically, when you want to think about it like that. Now, when you go down a bit, you find that globally, the death was more than 340,000 deaths globally. And if you translate to the 8,000 deaths that occurred in the country in 2020, if you go down, that means every minute, average of 2 to 3 women dies of this breast cancer, of this cervical cancer. So when you look at it, you find that it's actually very essential. And the vaccine has been in existence for decades.
Okay.
It didn't just the new vaccine. It has been there for decades. And the unfortunate thing is this: it has been very expensive vaccine. If you go to people last month, I know I was able to procure for a family friend that needed it. That was almost 30,000 naira for 2%, 60,000 naira. So this vaccine has been there for decades, and more than 2 decades now, but very, very expensive. Okay. But what is new now, because we must talk about what is new about this vaccine, is the vaccine is now being given to the people at no cost. So our girl child could be able to receive the vaccine, having in mind that between 15 to 44 years, this cervical cancer is the second most common cause of death among women.
Ọ dịkwa egwu ihe ị na-ekwu akpado ị na-awụkwanụ m na-arụ. Now wonders kedu the state health education officer biko kọwa kenele anyị as a mother. Imana ekwu na this immunization no a certain age range. Kọwa kenele anyị the implication of missing that imago why in the age range as ndị a ga-enye this vaccination, and the implication of missing this opportunity.
Thank you very much, Ife. The age range we will receive this vaccine is 9 to 14 years.
Okay.
And any child that missed this vaccine, why we target this age before they get sexually active, before they get exposed, we want to protect them, want them to have an antibody that will protect them. They will develop body immunity that will fight against this virus if they eventually get it. That's why we target this age, because they are not yet sexually active.
Okay.
Yes. So any child that missed this, that girl child, might fall into victim, but we don't want any of our girl child to fall victim.
Okay, back to the commissioner. Commissioner, imanane maka vaccination now. For those, some people get paranoid, and I say, oh, maybe the mother did not get such a vaccine. Because I'm an amweji abogu mbochi bombo matakele pelompe. So kwa kenela anyị ka esizi wesizi na nke anu about 9 to 14, and the things we're supposed to know to guide us in this sensitization. Maka anyị nwa magondi chi tinyekwa aka we gbasa ozi ọma. What are the things we're supposed to say to support the message?
Thank you so much. This vaccine, as she has said, we know when I was speaking, I said this is actually a sexually transmitted infection virus.
Okay.
It causes a lot of, so it can cause cancer of the throat, it can cause warts and all that. Different strain, human papillomavirus has different strain. But the strain we are targeting 16 and 18 is mainly for this cervical cancer. And it's implicated in 90% of cancer, cervical cancer causage.
Okay.
So you see that when you're able to get this, somebody is already sure, certain is not going to get this. 90%, 80 to 90% prevention to that because it's implicated in 17 to 90 to 80%. However, she mentioned it, mainly we don't want these ladies to be sexually exposed before you now give them protection. So that's why we target at 9 to 14, assuming the person is not yet sexually active. So that's the thing. It's an assumption that at that age they are not exposed sexually. Then secondary is this, that if by the fact that when you see the 15 to, when we talk about the death between the 15 to 44 years, this is a time that we are now saying that a woman is exposed sexually and is at risk of dying. In fact, the importance of this, the treatment for cervical cancer, especially in a developing country, surgery, chemotherapy, radiotherapy.
Okay.
So if you look at the sequences in this, you find that it becomes very difficult for some people to afford it.
That's true.
That if the treatment is even available, that even if we are going to even dictate the treatment, that's number one. Number two thing is this. In the state, Anambra State, luckily for us, we are having healthy review with about this thing. We are now having what we call the screening.
Yes.
Because we are screening.
Okay.
We started screening from 15 years and down. We have almost 40 healthcare centers and we do our screening. Okay. So now, the screening we are doing is pap smear.
Okay.
So when we do the pap smear, people that we dictate on time of this pap smear, they receive treatment. Okay. So we found out that this is just in Igbo land, we say that Mbochoya. But this one is even different because now they may not be able to, you may not be able to see the that's the treatment. So this one is they're having 90% protection. So why not take the advantage of doing the treatment? And we'll be talking about this thing, what's it called, the complications. Okay. Because that should be something that you'll be scared of. Correct. Because everything you do on earth has complication. Even when you're eating food, it has complication. Isn't that so? Yes. Okay. Even on your expected outcome. Yes, as you understand. So, complications. Yes, it exists, but more than 270 million of these vaccines have been taken. No complications. The rate of complications that occur is the rate of complications that occur in the normal vaccine. Okay. Fever, in one paracetamol, that's when you occur. Not many. This one are just, it may not even just redness of where the injection site. So, any much complication. But even when anyone occurs, we have trained our healthcare workers on efficient, how we manage the complication that when occurs. So this vaccine is something that our mothers have been dying of cervical cancer.
That's right.
How do you know when you have cervical cancer? So let me tell people about it. What are the symptoms? Sometimes you see somebody that is having excessive bleeding. Foul smearing, pain, vaginal pain there, and waist pain there. These are you know that these are complications. Okay. These are the signs and this thing that so when you look at it, I've worked in a teaching hospital. I'm a consultant in teaching hospital, both in the north and here before appointment. You have seen that majority of people, they have this cervical and it's too much. Imagine if you can do surgery, imagine if you can do chemotherapy, imagine if you can do radiotherapy. But if the woman has missed it, never you because never you allow this thing to escape your kids now, because when they become sexually exposed, as I told you before, this vaccine can be carried by this virus can be carried by a male and the woman. So when a lady is sexually active, the male can transmit it to the child, to the girl child, and
That's right.
from there it will now. Some of them can resolve. Some of the viruses, as other viruses, can resolve, but this can lead to transformation of the cervical that leads to the cancer.
Ndị be anyị, okwu a na-ekwu ọbọkwa obele okwu. Biko ọ bụrụ na ị na-enene ihe anyị na-eme ihe omume a n'oge a, biko gbasa ozi a. Pikene share button anwa dị ebe anwa ka izije ozi anwa ka ndị mbụ unu ma ụmụ enyi gị onye ọbụla nọ n'akụkụ gị na gburugburu gị kwesịrị ịfụ ihe ngosi a na nkọwa anụnwa kọmishọna na State Health Sensitization Officer na-enye anyị n'ụtụtụ a gbasalụ Human Papilloma Virus bụ ogbunigwe bụ na Prọfesọ Chukwuma Charles Soludo na nwunye eseze na ha chọọ ịkwụsị ihe cervical cancer na-eme na mba niile na ha chọrọ ka nke Anambra dịwaga iche n'ọkwa ya ka kọmishọna ji wee bịa n'ụtụtụ a ka ọ gwa anyị na-ewetagala anyị free vaccination for against this human papilloma virus ka ọ pụọla anyị ka anyị nwere onwe anyị. Mọmi biko gwakena anyị kedu ebe this virus si abịa? Ọkwa ekwuru na nwoke na-enwe nwaanyị na-enwe.
Yes.
Kedu osinikuku abịa inelitie na nni? Can you give us an insight about the origination, etu o si abịa? And sometimes kasị na mmadụ chi inu di mana na-eje test. Also na test a na-eme before mmadụ cause also this HIV konwe case and test for it for in man and woman. Explain to us, because all part of prevention anwa ka na-ekwu.
If you dalụrụ nne, the Honorable Commissioner kwuru na na-eme ihe a na-akpọ pass smear.
Yes.
Dịka ka anyị na-ekwu, anyị kwụsị na ụmụaka na-agbụ ya bụ 9 to 14 years ka ha wee dị protected against that virus. Anọ na mmekọ nwoke na nwaanyị ka esi wele ebute ya. Mmekọ nwoke na nwaanyị esi wele ebute ya, the virus nwoke enweta ya onye ya nwaanyị site na mmekọ nwoke na nwaanyị. And nwoke a bunyezie ya nwaanyị maka ife anyị jụrụ ekwu ihe anụ a na-ekwu bụ na ụmụaka anụ anyị na-ekwu maka ya na fa ka emebere mmekọ nwoke na nwaanyị. So not tụrụ mmekọ nwoke na nwaanyị a ka esi wele ebute ya. So we want to protect our girls. Nwoke na-achọ ịnụ nwaanyị enwere ike nwoke a meje test mana anyị bụ ụmụ nwaanyị ọ na-adị anyị mkpa dị maka anyị na-echekwa arụ anyị. Kansa a na-ekwu ife anụ kansa na-eje n'ọnụ akpa nwa.
Yes.
Jetarie. And ọ bụrụ na enwe other protection ọ banye ebe ọ tarie banye maka onye nwere cancer of the cervix ama atụ ime. O nwere ka ihe esi wee mgbe nwoke na nwaanyị na-emekọ ọbara na-agba. Kedu ka nwaanyị ahụ esi wee dị ime?
And the man would have contracted it.
Ọ contract go na wee bunyezie nwaanyị nwunye. Because o nwere ike kịta ndị mmadụ na-asị nwa m bụ virgin. Kedu ife ọ na-eje wela agbala ọgwụ anụ? Ị ga-agbụ ya ka e wee protect nwatakịrị ọnụ ọjị. Amarọ because a na-enweta ya through nwoke ma nwaanyị inwe many sexual partners. O si ebe a butie. Nwa gị nwere ike nwata nwaanyị ahụ nwere ike bụrụ virgin. Mana nwoke a nwere so many sexual partners nwere ike obufezie ya nwatakịrị ahụ. Nwa nwaanyị ahụ na-enweburu ya. Mana ọ bụrụ na ọgba ọgwụ anụwa protect anya o mee nwetazie. So Anambra State abụrụ ebe izi a na-eme introduction anụwa. Last year 15 states and FCT introduced this vaccine. Okay. Like Honorable Commissioner said, now this vaccine abụrụ a new vaccine, but it's not meant for the poor. Ndị ogbenye nwetara ya ọ hiricha ndị bifi wee kwuwe maka vaccine. Mana afọ na vaccine na this virus na-egbu ndị mmadụ rinne. Ewe menya government, federal government, through National Primary Healthcare Development Agency, wee menya o wee bụrụ free of charge. O nwere ihe ikwu maka routine immunization. This vaccine na na-ekwu ihe anọ just the same thing with this our routine immunization. Enwere nke anyị na-agba mgbe a mụrụ nwatakịrị ọfụ. Anyị na-agba nke a na-akpọ BCG nke na-egbochi ụkwara nta. Enwere anyị na-agba HPV. Anyị na-agba measles. Anyị na-agba nke a na-akpọ penta na-agba na 6 weeks, gba na 10 weeks, gba na 14 weeks. Anyị mebanye nke 6 months a na-enye vitamin A supplementation. Nke na-boost kwa immunity fa maka anya. Wee dele wee gaba maka immunization anyị kita anụ abụọzi under 1 ọ bụzi under 2. anyị na-agba measles as second dose na the age of a year and 3 months. So na vaccine anụnwa abụrụ is the same vaccine preventable disease ka human papilloma virus. So ndị mmadụ dị na-afụta ya nọ new vaccine ọ na-aka akịka ịkọja anụnwa na-akọ n'ebe niile si na a na-agba ka e wee mee kwa ụmụ nwaanyị ka ha da-amụtazi na nwa ọ bụrụ eziokwu. So many people ka cervical cancer gbugoro. So na anyị chọrọ ka egbochie ya dịka ndị nne anyị nwere opportunity ahụ anyị nwere opportunity ya ife anyị nọzi kịta anụnwa ime gịnị ije for this cervical cancer screening.
Yes.
Like the Honorable Commissioner said that we do go for pap smear every 5 years. Ị ga chekie maka ichekie n'oge ọ bụ na ọ dị ebido treatment mana onwere oge oyi eme olue that treatment amagwọtanwuzi.
Kedu ebe a na-eje treatment pap smear?
This pap smear and this cervical a na-aga to various hospital mana our nwunye gọvanọ na champion the one of cervical cancer a na-eme na all the LGA through the support of WHO and CHI.
Okay. Ị ga-agwa nwaanyị mgbe a ga-eme next or maybe
it's ongoing na local government ọbụla nwere health facility ebe a na-eme ya. It's still ongoing.
So ịba na-ara n'any local
ịba na local government jụọ onye bụ jụọ ese ịga na health authority the local government health authority jụọ the director health authority kedu ebe a na-eme cervical cancer screening. Ọ ga-agwa gị o nwere ndị ọrụ ahụike train ọfụma maka that cervical cancer screening. Nwunye gọvanọ anyị na champion.
That's interesting.
Yes.
So nwaanyị ọbụla na-enene ihe a if you ọbụgodo na ịbụ nwoke biko gwa your female siblings, your wife ha jee na local government jụọ maka onye na-eme cervical cancer screening. Every woman in Anambra does not have an excuse because ada akwụ ụgwọ.
Is free of charge.
What we could do is to send. We have 40 centers where we are doing this screening. I'll show you a shock. I will tell you a very shocking data. From last month total, we started it last year. We have screened almost 17,000 persons, and 1.7% of them were positive in the state. Yes, 1.7% of them are positive. And the funny thing, those ones that are positive cannot even afford to buy anything to treat them.
Hey.
Totally. Because we are trying to do, what we are doing with WHO and the Creating Health Access Initiative is screening and treatment.
Okay.
So, but we are treating based on the resources available. Okay. So we have been able to treat with WHO just 10 or 20 of them. So it's there. It's there. So this is anybody telling you not to receive this, especially people that most of them have even given it to their kids, to their girl child, because they can afford it. They are just deceiving people. Please, this we know what it took last year when some state launched it. The wife of governor started calling the person in charge in the national, and we were able to start this. It's like when we launched a rotavirus vaccine last year. The rotavirus vaccine used to be 7,000, 8,000, but when 15. So when the wife of governor launched it, this resistance. But this year there is an outbreak of when there was outbreak of diarrhea. We have lesser complication that exists because of the vaccine people have received. So the stories going around on the Madam Moyoko, because 20 years ago, most of this vaccine for human papilloma virus, and the complications and impact of not receiving it is so much that, unfortunately, when it will occur, you that have denied the child that access to receive it will not be there to collect these things. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Chetakwa no na FIDES time ka anyị nọ. Ọkwa ndị health, ndị bụ ha nwakwuche okwu na health na Anambra. You can take their words to the bank and your check will not bounce. We're talking about the Honorable Commissioner of Health, Honorable Afam Obidike, and the State Health Educator, Mrs. Onwuegbuzina. Hanabo Nona Studio Kitana to be this routine vaccination that is free for the girls na Anambra from 9 to 14 years. Commissioner on Facebook. Of course, we are streaming. Just click share. This is the only thing we ask of you, so that everybody around you will get this information as well. Nelson Jr. wants to know, I don't understand. Sexually transmitted, and it's only for the female child. That's what he's saying, the vaccination. So it's gotten from the male child and then transmitted to the female. Does that mean that the male child is immune? Am I gonna say of anything? That's what he's asking. And how can one notice na moke mwelo? Oh yeah, that's what Nelson. Also, because commissioner no katakwe gbali eni Igbo ka o we na aghọtasịa.
Okay.
Thank you.
Nelson Ikobere, how you mean? Nelson Ikobere, Nelson Junior.
Yes.
So Nelson Junior, thank you. You know, Jojo gosini na ega anyị because when na-ekwu okwu, as in the human papilloma virus nwere different strains.
Yes.
Strains mean enwere akara. Enwere akara nke 16, nwa akara nke 18, nwa akara nke 6, nwa akara nke 8. Nke na-akọsụ agba nwa cancer bụ akara nke 16 and 18. And when sometimes, as I said, viruses sometimes resolve. Like onye na-enwe kata, it's upper respiratory infection. It's a viral upper respiratory viral infection. It could resolve within 7 days by you drinking water and it's doing steaming without taking any drugs. So some of those could actually be resolved. But also, the resources are not infinite.
That's right.
One. Number two is that the resources are bad. Then secondary is that the impact it will have on the effect. Or both World Health Organization and the partners and UNICEF, everybody say, now target is to protect the girl child. Because the effect it has on the male child is not that devastating. Some countries, Germany and all that, they give also to the male. Because when you give to the male, you help to do what? Protect transmission to the girl child, not the effect it's going to have on the listen. You understand what I mean?
Yes.
But our own now, I'm going to cover our girl child and all that, because that's where the impact.
We are constrained by resources.
On that. So that's the major thing. So don't worry. There's a lot of things I know. People, sometimes because this can happen.
Yes.
Because they say when you train a child, a girl child, you train a nation. You train a man, you train an individual.
And all the pampa, at least Nelson Magolo. He will make sure that the ladies around him.
Correct.
Yes, but he also asked, you talked about bleeding in the female.
Yeah, sometimes we have genital warts.
Okay.
Penile itching, penile pains, and all that. But the issue is this: translating to even penile cancer is implicated to some percentage. But now, look at what we said in cervical cancer. Or the 100 na cause no from ratio of 1 to 10 cervical cancer. The year cause cervical cancer, but 9 of it. Papilloma. 10% could be other factors that are considered. Do you understand?
Okay.
So it's highly implicated, and meaning that when you give this human papillomavirus, we are protected at least by 90%, 80 to 90% in a child, in a girl developing this human papillomavirus.
Okay, chetakwa na inwe ike ịjụ anyị ajụjụ gbasalo okwu a anyị kpọ n'ọnụ gbasalo human papilloma virus, introduction of the routine immunization in Anambra State for girls 9 to 14 years of age. Ndị anyị na-afa nọ na studio bụ the Commissioner of Health, Honorable Afam Obidike, nakwazi the Health Education Officer, the State Health Educator, Mrs. Onwuegbuzina. I met I'm a violinist. I believe that he's getting ready because we'll just move over for some music for the weekend. So nya kwado, so that I kucha maka health dika nde mwado na kwado to go and do their pap smear, because I believe that after this procrastination, mommy, I want you to talk to us about procrastination, because when the kabalum oh yeah, cervical screening and all. So what can proactiveness achieve for us at this time? Makani he basala health anwa. Imana enepu no obo no onota aka. Imago then the grave is closer. So talk to us about how women can better package themselves, especially since now the man is likely not going to have a fatal condition.
Thank you very much. Our mothers, because I am number one I can or not the go to and one above one vaccine and now. ndị nne anyị na-aga schools anyị nwere strategies ejiwela eme agba this vaccine a na-ekwu. Vaccine anụ anyị na-eje na schools agba ya, anyị na-agba ya na our communities, anyị nọkwa na primary na our different health facilities wee na-agba ya. Anyị na-encourage ndị nne ka ha duru ụmụazị anụnwa wee jee na health facilities ka agba afa, na-ayọ ndị nkụzi the school preparators ka fa mepeela anyị ụzọ ka ndị ọrụ anyị pụtara ebe ụmụaka ndị anụnwa ọgwụ. And ọzọ dịka ibia ngị nwa bụ onye nne, free cervical cancer a na-eme na steeti kaba arụ ka ije test iche na mgbe o ji gbasaa gị n'arụ niile maka mgbochi ọya ka ọgwụgwọ. And ịchọpụta ihe na-eme gị n'oge oge enyelụ gị aka ime gịnị inwe emebe treatment ọ nabata ya, mana ọ bụrụ na ọ gbasaa n'arụ gị niile nwere gị emebido treatment ịma na ọma anabatazi ya. And the vaccine anyị na-agba kịta n'ụwa to protect it ka ọ dabata na n'arụ atọ la atọ. Onye ka anyị ji wee target ya ụmụ anyị ndị dị our girl child 9 years to 14 years before they become sexually active. Anyị na-ayọ ndị nne, na-ayọ ndị nna anyị, na-ayọ ndị principals anyị, na-ayọ ndị headmistress ma ndị headmaster ka ha nyela anyị aka nabata ndị ọlụ anyị ka a bịa gba ụmụazị ndị anụmọgwụ. N'ihe niile a na-akọ na social media bụkwa akịka ịkọja. Don't deny your girl child this opportunity to get vaccinated. Like I said earlier, ebidolo ihe anụwa na 15 states and FCT last year. Anambra State is on 21 states na-implement ya now. And the opportunity anụwa enwe for ụmụazị dị 9 years to 14 years. Anyị gbagide ọgwụ anụwa ruo na 31st December this year. Ndị dị 10 years, 11 years, 12 years, 13 years, 14 years that enwezi the opportunity. Mgbe ahụ ọbụlụzi ifefa ga-akwụ ụgwọ wee jee vaccinate ye. Then ọbụlụ sọsọ nwatakịrị dịzie 9 years because we are introducing it into routine immunization. Ọ bago na our EPI schedule. Nwatakịrị dị 9 years o mee gịnị bụ jee gbaa ya. Biko na-egezina ntị na ife a na-ekwu na social media. Mgbe mmadụ dịka kọmishọna pụtara na redio wee na-ekwu about the other day anyị mee press conference, press briefing. All the media houses, they were there. Okwue maka ya and ịmaga ekwule a lot of things concerning this. Rejection a na-enwe na schools adịrọ mma. Tata anyị ga-aba na various communities. Tomorrow anyị ga-aga na various churches. And we continue till next week. Schools ndị nwere emergency midterm biko kpaghachite na ụmụ anyị na-edina na this opportunity. Ndị nkụzi ndị Commissioner for Education enyela anyị aka. Ndị NAFs, we engage all of you. The ASUBEB, the school post-primary school service commission, we engage all of you. Anyị kọwala ụlọ ife niile anụnwa gbasalụ this biko nyelu na anyị aka. Anambra State bụ light of the nation. Anyị ekwesịrị na backward ihe niile ndị anụnwa a na-akọ akịka ịkọja ọ bụrụ eziokwu. Ọ bụrụ na all this routine immunization can protect our children, the same thing this human papilloma virus vaccine will also protect our children. Thank you.
Coming from the state health educator, Mrs. Uju Onwuegbuzina, and your name is instructive. Because Onwuegbuzina.
Yeah, there's something she was trying to say, and it's very essential. You know, after December, some session will be paid.
Yes, okay.
And many of these people will not afford this. You also know that, as I said, last month when I procured this, last 2 months now, we are in June, 30,000 naira. So the person selling this thing, don't you think he would like to continue in business?
Of course.
Now, that's one of the. Number two is this. We have also devised means to ensure that we monitor what is happening inside the market. Okay. Because some people will start selling this.
Oh, yes.
So we're having our monitoring and evaluation to ensure that any health center, my phone number will be available anywhere you go to receive this vaccine, and anybody asks you to pay 1 naira, please do call my number. Personally, the person just call the number anonymously. We are going to treat it, and you will see the impact. It is not if and but. you may not be there when this girl child will be suffering from lack of this opportunity.
That's
you
right.
may not be there. And we won't like you to render these unborn kids motherless and the husband wifeless, because a mother and the parents today, they are not able to give them opportunity. Please, we are begging, because and in the level now, you may not be saying it, but we are saying it. Those people that are doing this, these are people that have their businesses that are thinking that they're going to be out of business.
That's
So
right.
this vaccine is safe, available, free, very, very safe. As I said, 270 million of it vaccinated, no single complications. In fact, when they rolled out in Enugu, the thing was high demand to the extent that inside the market, they will go and be finding the same thing inside the market.
Oh, interesting.
Yes.
Oh.
When I spoke with my brother commissioner there, I told him, because when we started our rotavirus vaccine, the same thing people were saying. But now, a lot of people, the demand is, in fact, before we can even get it to the store, it's finished.
Oh.
Because people have seen the effect of
Okay.
it. This is something that cost then, 7,000 when the dollar was 4.6. Now it should be 15,000 when you go to the open market. So this vaccine is, if you miss the opportunity now to December, the age limit that you can access it may be out of it. And it's gone. You miss it, you miss it.
How many doses?
Just the one we're sharing now is one dose, right?
One dose.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Ejena
shot.
school, Ketanwamona church, Agawafa right there.
Yes.
Perfect.
They will give them. Then after that, after this active immunization period, 5 days, every health center, every general hospitals, tertiary institution, and most mission hospitals that gives routine immunization,
They will
they will
continue.
receive it.
Okay.
But just know it is at no cost.
Okay.
If anybody, because we may have to set an example with this,
All right.
if any single human being asks you to pay 5 naira, just get me on phone and anonymously to be treated, and the person that's involved in this, we have because the wife of the governor has ensured that we implement it as at right. In fact, the day she was launching it, she mentioned it that this must be implemented as at right.
Okay.
Thank you.
So the call number again, we can place it on the platform, on FIDES platform, so that somebody can actually complain to you, Commissioner, for due action to be taken. The Anambra State Ministry of Health, ably led by Honorable Afam Obidike, thank you so much, Honorable Commissioner. We hope to hear from you. Update on how it is going.
No, definitely. We depend mainly on the media to ensure that we sensitize our people. You know, most people, what they do also, the attitude of some people is based on the information available to them. So if we depend on you people, the media team, and to help us to make this a wonderful event going forward, and also we depend on also the church too, because tomorrow is Sunday. So we pleading that we are FIDES, we are the seat of religious power, that the information will be transferred or transmitted to the churches so that they will be able to make the announcement tomorrow. Because we won't want to have a lot of widows in the CWO in future. And we won't want to have widowers in CMO in future. So that's why we'll be pleading that we use this greatest instrument we can use through the Catholic Church and other religious bodies to preach about it tomorrow morning, that is Sunday. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Honorable Commissioner. You're still watching FIDES Time. We appreciate you so much, and we wish you all the best as you go out to vaccinate our girls, and also to ensure that our women are free of cervical cancer as we continue the campaign for prevention. Okay, and of course, people, please be nice to our health workers. It's even better to offer them something, make them feel loved. A lot goes on, you know, they work so hard. Mommy, congratulations, you're saving lives. Yes, you're doing a great job. May God continue to strengthen you as you move on.